This segment brought to you by Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. Your stem cells, your health, your life. Hello again. It's Wednesday. I'm Frank, and this is Around Kansas. This is the show that talks about Kansas and why it's a great place to live, work, play, and of course, come visit. Because we have a lot of attractions here. People get the wrong idea out of state that it's all flat and Matt Dillon is running Dodge City, Kansas. It's not true. Of course, Matt Dillon was a fictional character. He didn't really exist out there in Dodge City, Kansas. Speaking of Western Kansas, as you know, I do this part of the show from Topeka, and Deb Goodrich, my co-host, is out in Western Kansas. And they've had some dust storms out there. We got to see some footage of, incredible dust it was blowing. It was almost back to the Dust Bowl days. And so it's been kind of a really strange spring here in Kansas. The western part of the state has been very dry and warm. And here in the eastern part of the state, of course, it's been cold and rainy and people wondering if the summer's ever going to come. It reminds me of a song out of the Broadway show Carousel called June is Busting Out All Over. Anyway, this is the 2nd of May already. So do you remember doing May Day baskets? A year ago, Deb and I talked about this, and remember as a kid in school, we'd make May baskets, and then you'd fill them with maybe little candies and little flowers, maybe dandelions, because that was about all that was blooming at the time. And then we'd take them and hang them on the front door of our friends' houses and knock on the door and run. Anyway, it was a fun time for May Day. Other things, of course, in May, and if, pardon me for having to use notes, but I'm old, so anyway, of course, coming up on the 5th is not only Cinco de Mayo, it is this year the running of the Kentucky Derby. So, wow, what a day it's going to be, May 5th. 13th, of course, is Mother's Day. Next to Christmas, the biggest holiday that we have for the year. And well, if you're in Canada watching this, you'll like to know that the 21st is Victoria Day in Canada. And of course, the 28th is Memorial Day for the Memorial Day weekend. So a lot of stuff coming up in the merry month of May. We've got some good stories today. You remember Gunny? Well, he recently passed away, and we did a story on him some time ago, but we're going to repeat that on today's show simply because, he recently passed away. We also have a couple other really great stories. We've got some good stories today, so stay with us and we'll take a look at them after you see these. Tarwater Farm and Home has been family owned and operated since its beginning in 1978. What you need for farm and agriculture, lawn and garden, clothing and footwear, and so much more. You'll be surprised at what you'll find in this huge store. They have what you need and lots of it. So come take a look. You'll discover that customer service is first and foremost. Always has been with the Tarwaters. Tarwater Farm and Home, 4107 North Topeka Boulevard.